late '95, and George Lucas was like getting tired of just the video games and just the bullshit. And he's like, man, I need new Star Wars. I need more Star Wars. So he calls his buddy up, Boy George. They've been friends forever. You can look that up on Wikipedia. They'll tell you all about it. But so he comes over and they start talking. Like George is like, we need to make a new movie, you know. So Boy George is like, well, I've actually had a couple ideas. And George, you know, Lucas, doing his neck beard thing. Yeah. I think I'm actually too lazy to make new movies. I mean, I know I got the idea and we might have actually started a little bit of work on them, but let's just take my old movies, put some bullshit on top of it, change a couple things, and we got a new fucking movie, dude. Brand new. And then Boy George all looks at him. He's like, nah, dude, that's Jar Jar, man. That's just... And George looks at him like... So Boy George is like, well, what's the problem here? And George Lucas looks at him. He's like, hold on, I'm thinking. So they sit down and they share this huge bowl of cereal together. And they're just eating. And then George Lucas is finally like, I got it. Jar Jar. We make the new movie. We do it. We make all three of them. The first three. Let's make a man-lizard kid friend and name him Jar Jar. And you can be the voice of him. And Boy George like looks at, you know, George Lucas after a long description of this character, and he's like, you know, he didn't want to do it. So Boy George looks at him and he says, no, I don't want to turn every man's fantasy wet dream into their driest crusty nightmare. I do not want to have my name on that. You know, Boy George, so he's all... So he didn't want a part of it, so George kicked him out. They haven't talked since. It's been years. But that's how the movies happen, folks. So Boy George puts on his iPod and starts listening to Chameleon and just strolls off on his heelys. And George kind of looks around and tries to call his buddy Steven up, but Steven doesn't give a fuck because he stole Indiana Jones from him. It should have been Burt Reynolds. That's a joke. No way.